all doing today? So glad you could join me for this few moments. My name is Ed WindDancer, and I'm just going to kind of explain a little bit to you about what I do and some of the things about my regalia and what they mean to me. Because it's important, I think, for you to know what goes into the dance, because the dance is also about regalia that we wear in there. So the first thing I think I'd like to talk about would be the skins that I have on my regalia. And you can do a lot of things today. You can have cloth, you can have different types of skins. But to me, I prefer to wear the deer skin, the buck skin, because it symbolizes history. It symbolizes the way our people would have been, what we would have worn back in the old days. But also, for me, it's important to let everybody know that this animal gave his life for us, to keep us warm, to feed us and give us tools and things that we need to live. And we believe that the deer willingly sacrificed himself so that we can have a better one. So on my regalia, I have his skin. It is my way of honoring the deer and his sacrifice when I come out and I dance for everyone. The deer skin is there, and I say, thank you, brother deer, for the things that you have given me. Now, I'm a traditional dancer, and one of the things about a traditional dancer is that we bring the elements of the natural world into our dance, into our way of being. And we honor the animals, and we honor Mother Earth and the things that are in it. As a matter of fact, we believe that this is all connected to everyone in a family sort of way. So when you hear us talk, we will say our brother, our sister, our mother, our father. Rarely will you ever hear anybody say, this is my stepson, my step whatever, unless there is a formal place for that. But we look at each other as our relatives, and we look at you as our relatives, and I look at you as my relatives as well. So in the animal world, they are our relatives too. So like I have on here, you see this white skin. This is a ermine skin or weasel. And so what we do is we honor the weasel for what he can do for us, and we ask that he would give us some of his special powers. For instance, the weasel is very sneaky and stealthy. He's a very good hunter. And so it's on there to say, Brother Weasel, could you make us stealthy and sneaky and a good hunter like you are, that we can go through the woods and the fields and not be heard. And so we say, thank you, Brother Weasel. So also, if you look onto my regalia, you can see down this far. If you can't, we'll show it to you a little bit later, but you can hear them. These are the deer toes. We waste no parts of the animal. And so the deer toes are on there to make a nice, happy, swooshing sound for when we dance. You hear that shh, 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 shh. And it wants to make you feel good in your heart when you hear us. And it's another way that we honor the deer. And then below that, you see this white fur. The white fur there is from the Rocky Mountain sheep. And if you have ever seen a Rocky Mountain sheep doing his thing on the mountains, you know he's very, very sure-footed. Never see a Rocky Mountain sheep fall. And so what we are saying, brother sheep, we honor you. We have your fur on us here, and could you give us some of that special power to be sure-footed out there when we were hunting, or when we were in battle, or when we were dancing in every sort of way. And so that's why some of these things are here. And if we go right along, you'll see my moccasins. I'm very proud of my moccasins. These moccasins were made for me in 1998, and they have been dancing all that time until present. And these were made by a wonderful lady in Fort Hall, and a testament to how well she beaded these moccasins to hold up all these years. I have a breastplate that's on my chest right here, made of various animal bones and things like that. This is way we would show maybe how we protected ourselves in battle when we went out there. So that's part of the traditional dance. We tell our stories on how we protected our families, our villages in battle. So when we do this dance, you will see the movements and we show how we do it. And we wear the regalia to show maybe what we might have on. But there's just a lot of meanings to the traditional dancer's outfit and his regalia. For instance, I'll show you my shield. My shield's very important to me because it carries the spirit of the dragonfly, and the dragonfly is very, very important to me. It's very strong medicine. I carry it everywhere. But also, you'll see this red cloth, and you'll see the red cloth that's on my bustle. Brings me back a lot of memories. And you know the reason why that is because this red cloth has been in my family since I can remember. And I bring it out here to show where I have come from and who taught me these things and taught me to be the person I am today. So I don't know how old this is. It came off a point blanket. I'm 64, so I know it's at least 64 years, but I think this goes back a lot of years before me. And so that is why it's on there. And you'll see it in different parts of my regalia. The dragonfly is important. It flies in the universe. This is the night sky. Red is the power of Mother Earth, a very healing color. I'm also a flutist, and I have a flute right here. And I want to show you my flute and why the flute is important to me. And I'll play you a little song in a minute. This flute was made for me, it was given to me in the year 2000. It's been with me ever since. And the maker of this is our very own Utah Ferris. He signed it here in the year 2000. He gave me this flute at Musical Echoes. I just treasure it just because he made it, but also it's probably the best sounding flute I ever had in my hand. And I love it so much. And I'll tell you a song we're going to play in a little bit and why that song came to be what it is. This is my dance fan. And my dance fan, I use it for, when I dance, I can help tell a story of how I'm looking for the enemy, or how I'm looking for things in the woods, the animals I'm hunting. There they are, there they are. And I tell you that story. I also use it to cool off. It might be a little warm out there. This is Florida. And when we're dancing today, I'm telling you, it's over 100 degrees with that heat index out there. So you'll be seeing me using that fan a little bit. The fan is a very special thing. You could use it not only for telling that story, but also for special occasions. If you want to pray, if you want to touch people to help them heal, it's there. And on here it symbolizes the water bird. And the water bird is there for healing. And so that is one of the reasons I have the fan. I have my dance stick right here, the dance stick. I have the horse. The horse gives me power and strength when I dance. We have the otter fur, good swimmer. He's happy, he's awesome. And so because of that, he's there. On my regalia, you notice there's a lot of spots. You also notice there's a lot of yellow marks in here, and they look like lightning. And that's what it is. It's because I carry the power of the storm when I go out there and I dance. If I'm there to protect the people or people of the world, I carry the power of the storm, the hail, the lightning, the strength that the power of that goes. And so I feel invincible having these energies with me as I dance. And that is the reason why the spots, the lightning, are on there. To let you know I'm carrying that storm wherever I go. So another component I'd like to share with you is my feather mess. Now, in some places they call this a costoa up in the north, but it's not quite a true costoa because they have cedar planks in there to make them. So this is kind of a hybrid. And how I came up with this style is that I was looking at some photographs and pictures from way back in the old days. And one gentleman was wearing one almost like this, not quite like this, and I thought that was really good. And so the reason why I came up to this, I tell you, this is, I'm going to get personal here with you, you know, because I used to wear other types of headdresses, but then I'm telling you, after, you know, you get to be so many years old, things just don't be the same they were. Hair kept falling out, kept going bald, and the sun kept beating on it, and then it was out there cold. I had to figure some way to keep that warm and to keep it cool, and so this is what I came up with. That's why that's there. That's why I'm dancing it. I love it. I made it, and it's been with me for years and years and years. And you see the beautiful beadwork on here, the same thing with the lightning and the spots. So I want to let you know I didn't do any of the beadwork here. I did not. You know, so I credit Tammy Morgan for all the beautiful, she's my lady, for all the beautiful beadwork that you see on me. She did it all. And beadwork is a labor of love, I want to tell you. So it took her just months and months and months to get that beautiful beadwork going on. So when you see us out there, you see that our regalias, they're just not thrown together. We don't go to Walmart, you know, they're handmade and they're made with love. And we do this to keep our culture and the spirit of our culture alive. And so there it is. So she did all the beautiful, beautiful beadwork. Part of the traditional dancer's regalia is his bustle. And there's all kinds of styles of bustles. You know, we can go back to the small little style bustles. We can go back to the we can come to the more modern day where the bustle's gotten huge. And so my bustle is a small bustle. And I patterned this after, you know, some of the old style bustles that I've seen back in the pictures back in the old days. You can see part of that blanket I was telling you about, dancing with me, reminding me of my ancestors, my family. The ball touched it. And I like to tell when I go and talk to children, if you look very closely, you see little white hairs that are all in this blanket. And that's from the dog that I grew up with. She was a white German Shepherd, and her name was Cotton. And she had a lot of hair, and it got everywhere. And every now and then you'll see that hair, and I remember her all the time for that. So the bustle back in the old days, the warriors earned the right to wear this bustle. And so they earned each feather for act of bravery and self-sacrifice that they did for their tribe and their family. And they were called bustlemen back in the days. And when they came out and gathered the village together, these warrior societies would wear these things. It would tell them what people would know by the feathers and how it's made, their rank and status among the tribe. So it's very, very, very important. It's a very sacred item that we have. We take great care of these things, and we keep them in great shape, and they dance and dance. I've danced this one for years and years and years. Very, very attached to it. On the back of it is got otter skin on there to honor the otter. You can see we've got the spots, we've got the dragonfly, we've got the various feathers for the decoration. The uprights up here are like spiritual antennas to the Creator. So they're up there and they're talking to the Creator while I'm out there dancing, and I'm getting the messages. That's kind of the idea of that. So there's a little bit about the bustle and the bustle men. Okay. All right. So I would like to play a song for you on the flute that Utah gave me all those years ago. It plays just as good as the day that he gave it to me. The song I have for you is called Dragonfly Medicine. And what nobody knows is how I came up with that song, Dragonfly Medicine. Dragonfly Medicine originally was composed by myself to be a love song. And so one day I was at a powwow. I was up in Tennessee, and I was playing that song, and a dragonfly landed right on the platform of this flute right here and stayed there the whole time I played that song. Many witnesses noticed that dragonfly sitting there. And when Song was done at Dragonfly, he flew off. And people just commented on how good that song made them feel. And connection with that Dragonfly, that song became Dragonfly Medicine ever since then. And it goes like this. Dragonfly Medicine. So I just want to thank you for sharing this little bit of time with me. I tell you, I wish we could have had a lot more time. It's just so many things I'd like to share with you. But at least you can see a little bit about what makes me want to dance, what's important to me, and a little bit about the regalia that I love so much and cherish, and just feel so privileged to be able to bring that out for people to see. So thank you very much. We hope to see you again very, very soon.